Arav had always been the person everyone relied on. Whether at work or in his personal life, he never turned down a request. If his manager needed someone to take on extra tasks, Arav was the first to step up. If a colleague needed help, he put aside his own work to assist them. At first, it felt good. He was seen as dependable, hardworking, and a team player. But over time, things started to change. His workload kept increasing. His own projects were delayed because he was too busy handling tasks that weren't his responsibility. He stayed late at the office, skipped meals, and barely had time for himself. His weekends, which were meant for rest, were spent answering emails and finishing assignments that others had dumped on him. Yet, despite all his efforts, no one seemed to appreciate him. His colleagues took his help for granted, and his manager kept piling on more work without a second thought. One day, Arav sat at his desk, exhausted. He had barely slept the night before, trying to finish multiple reports. As he rubbed his tired eyes, his manager approached him. "Arav, I need you to handle an urgent presentation for the client meeting tomorrow," she said. Arav hesitated. His own work was already behind schedule, and this presentation wasn't even his responsibility. But the old habit kicked in. He opened his mouth to say yes automatically, but then a thought struck him. Why am I doing this to myself? He had been saying yes to everything, yet his efforts weren't getting him anywhere. He wasn't receiving promotions. He wasn't being recognized. Instead, he was overworked and underappreciated. Was it worth it? Taking a deep breath, he looked at his manager and said, "I'm sorry, but I can't take this on right now. I already have several deadlines to meet." For a moment, there was silence. His manager seemed surprised. Arav had never refused a task before. "All right," she finally said, nodding. "I'll find someone else." That was it. No anger, no argument, just a simple acceptance. Arav was shocked. He had always feared that saying no would make him seem unhelpful or unprofessional, but in reality, it didn't. His manager simply found another solution. It was a turning point for him. From that day on, Arav started setting boundaries. He no longer took on extra work that wasn't his responsibility. He focused on his own projects, met his deadlines, and even found time to relax. The quality of his work improved, and for the first time in years, he felt in control of his life. A few months later, his efforts paid off. His manager recognized his improved performance, and instead of being seen as someone who was always available, he was now seen as someone who delivered high-quality results. Soon, he was promoted to a senior position. Arav had learned a valuable lesson. Success doesn't come from doing everything for everyone. It comes from knowing when to say no. Your success begins with one simple step: saying no to distractions. Follow for daily motivation.